it is not the last part of our webinar. For the last part, we have another time for question and answers. Okay, thank you, thank WFTJ because of two reasons. First, create a new opportunity to know better the activities of other colleagues and tourist guide associations. And the second, for the management of these three-part Zoom meetings and webinars. Actually, the feedback from the past part was positive, and we are so happy as the audiences and viewers found the presentation useful. Don't forget that we are here to listen, learn, and share your stories, challenges, and journeys during the unexpected year of the pandemic. I will see two of my fellows in Expo are here, and it's my pleasure to introduce them to you. Our President, Alushka Ricci. Alushka, microphone is yours if you want to say something or say hello.
Thanks, Arash. I look forward to today's presentations, and good job. So looking forward to your participation as well.
Thanks a lot. And Mrs. Viola Luis, who is the head of our training committee. Welcome, Viola.
Thank you, Arash, and welcome everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm really looking forward to this session.
Thanks. And before we start, let me thank Mrs. Esther Banik, whom you know as previous Vice President and current Global Brand Ambassador for WFTGA. She has been the host for other presenters yesterday. And I shouldn't forget, our technical team has supported all the webinars up to now. Heartfelt thanks to Sebastian and I think Constantine for their time and the skills. Although I know you are familiar with the etiquette of this kind of webinars, but let me give you some housekeeping points. As I said before, time is allocated for 12 minutes for each presenter. Please stay within time, and I notify you when you have 1 or 2 minutes left. The session is recorded and it will be shared on our social media. You help us also, and some photos will be taken during the webinar for sharing. All of you may write and ask your question in the chat box or in the question and answer box. But you know, be careful about the related question. We are not talking about the WFTGA. We are talking about your journey. And please, mute your microphone until the appropriate time, such as the question and answer or presentation time. Let's get started with the first presentation, Northern Ireland Tourist Guiding Association. Please introduce yourself and your association and let us know about your unique experience. Welcome.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Burns. I'm the chairman of the Northern Ireland Tourist Guide Association, and I'm delighted to be here today to share our journey with you, during which has been a very disastrous year. I'm sorry I can't see my presentation. Sorry. Can you see my presentation?
No, you have to. Yes. Now it's coming.
You see it now. Okay, thank you. So first of all, I'd like to thank Alushka and the members of WIFCA committee for inviting me here today. It's a wonderful opportunity. So,
sorry, Catherine, can you please click on full screen or start from beginning?
Oh, right, okay.
Top left of your screen, from beginning.
No, it's not there. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there.
Yeah.
Can you see it?
We can see your mouse. Now click that start from the beginning.
Okay. And I'm not getting your screen sharing, stop share. Sorry about this.
You can stop screen sharing again and start it
Okay.
And now make your presentation big and then you start screen sharing, perhaps. It works that way.
Is that all right now?
It's still not big, the presentation, but yeah.
Sorry, mine's not moving. Sorry.
Let me check if I can.
There just might be a delay, Catherine. If you click again from the yes, there. Click on from the beginning.
Yes, I'm doing that at the moment.
Yeah, and
I mean, it was working perfectly a few moments ago. So
yes, it's probably because more people have joined us. The internet isn't as strong.
Can I suggest then that we perhaps move on to Mark and Catherine, if you'd like to maybe restart your laptop or close your presentation and restart in the meantime. You're
Right,
also
okay.
welcome to email it to me as well. Then we can maybe
Yes.
send it through to Sebastian, who could try from his side.
Yes.
And then Arash, I think let's move on to Mark in the meantime, and we come back to Catherine.
I'll see you in a moment. Thank you.
Yeah. I introduce the second one, British Guild of Tourist Guides presenter Mark King. Welcome.
Good morning, and thank you, Arash, for the introduction. Welcome, everybody. Good morning. Dawn here in London. I'd like to take you through our journey in 2020, but I'd also want to refer back to a previous presentation that I gave on part 2 on the 25th of November. So this presentation is a development on from that. I'm going to share my screen now and take you through that presentation. So hopefully this will work in slideshow mode. There we go. So I hope you're now seeing my presentation. Can I get a thumbs up if that's working?
All good?
Yeah, lovely. So the British Guild of Tourist Guides represents about 30 green badge across the United Kingdom, but principally in England. I'm not going to dwell on the first slides here, but they'll be on the recording for you to see. But this gives you some visitor data information. You'll see that we've had a huge growth trend for many years, and the countries from which our visitors have been mostly coming. A recap of how things looked last January and what the Guild was doing. But this is really where I'd like to start, because we all know what happened last March when our market changed. Ocean lockdowns, international travel disappeared overnight. There were very disjointed responses across that were going into action, including a reevaluation of history, hashtag Black Lives Matter being an example of this. And in the meantime, in the United Kingdom, we had a particular issue we were facing in that we were in the year of transition from our exit from the European Union, which finally happened on the 31st of December last year. So major changes to our relationship with our nearest neighbours and biggest trading partners. The updated tourism estimate for last year was a 74% decline. What I don't want to do is define the problem again. You all know the problem, you've all shared the same issue. What we're here to do today is to focus on the opportunities and the issues that we can share and learn from each other. So basically, I've summarized our response on this massive impact on our business with lots of things that start with the letters RE, and that was in part because we were all pretty angry. We wanted to react. We needed to realign what we did across the different guiding organizations and work together. We wanted to report to our individual members about what was going on for them, to reassure them about the prospects in the future and their physical and mental safety. We needed to grow revenue streams in alternative ways. we needed to revolt a bit and be angry and demonstrate to the national authorities that many guides were missing out on financial help. There was going to be a big wave of retirement of older guides, we thought, which was going to need to be addressed. We needed to refocus our business products on what was possible in the coming months and when we would look after the end of the pandemic. And all of that was to help us to recover. So the first and most important message I could give you is that collaboration is key. We instantly created last March what we called the Coronavirus Task Force, or the CTF, which combined 4 different guiding associations. Our professional body, the Institute of Tourist Guiding, the British Guild of Tourist Guides, the Association of Professional Tourist Guides, which is the regional London-based association that you heard from yesterday, and the Driver Guides Association, guides who drive in their own vehicles. And on behalf of all of these organisations, a joint newsletter was produced, which is now coming out monthly or more frequently if there's important news. And it demonstrated visible leadership and helped to reassure members that although we may be individual self-employed freelancers, there was also immediately ran an online webinar on explaining the public fund help that was there for self-employed individuals, because there were some very complicated rules that came in last March. So working together was very important. We also brought in what we called lockdown learning during our first of the lockdowns that we had last March. It was basically an online continuing professional development education program that we developed in the Guild together with the APTG to pool our expertise and resources. But it was the first truly national CPD program that had ever been run. And 42 lectures were delivered over the following months at very good value for subscribers, but each guide who made a presentation was paid for their work, and that was a revenue stream, and it generated quite a large amount of money that we were able to put into a hardship fund to support unemployed guides. But it was a huge bonding thing that brought together guides from all across the country. Our training courses obviously had to move online. This was a fairly new thing for us, using Zoom as the platform, the courses in London and in the northeast of England, and also all the management meetings for the Guild. A program was created which was called Guides Helping Guides. This was a very localized program where guides who live nearby to each other were put in touch with each other so that they could help each other if they had special needs like mental health or help with shopping or getting medicines or things like that during lockdown. We increased our lobbying through the trade bodies in the visitor economy. These are the Tourism Alliance and UK Inbound, and also directly to the government department in charge of tourism. And we needed to make sure that guides were in the room and at the table where these conversations about recovery were happening. We got very involved in designing and then implementing a government program called We're Good to Go. That's the green tick logo you can see in the right corner of the screen. And this is across all of the visitor economy. It's like a mark that shows that you are aware of and implementing the highest levels of safety protocols to address the challenges of COVID. And as soon as it was permitted again to assist the return to work in a secure way for all guides. So that was important. We needed to refocus what we were doing in the Guild. Big increase in our social media activity, and particularly blogs and short videos. I think you're discovering here the benefits of broadcast, live broadcast, and we learned a lot about that last year as well. And I really commend that to you as a way of reaching out to your market. The training moved really onto an online platform from being a physical thing. And whilst that's not ideal forever to do it that way, it's certainly very practical in the short term. And we obviously slashed and postponed subscription fees for our members to help them financially. So we were able to help them not have more financial worries than they might have done. And in terms of reimagining and recovering, we needed to recognize that with inbound visitors virtually disappearing, there was going to be a new focus on the domestic market. We needed to help people to reach that market, to run risk assessments for their guiding, to think more about walking tours, and particularly virtual tours and virtual lectures became a much bigger thing. And you know, again, many colleagues have run now thousands of these to keep their profile up and to help to generate income in the meantime. A lot more interest in very localized touring or understanding your local area, because that's the only area, again, we can build on that in the future. And these emerging themes are very important as well. A reevaluation of some of the historical stories that will affect tourism in the future mean that guides can use the free time now to be preparing for that. We also employ now a business development executive to help professionalize some of the development of our revenue streams, and we're getting much more involved in public funding projects through what's called the Discover England Fund, which is government money to develop bookable products for tourism. So here's an example of an excellent initiative in the city of Bath, a lot of Roman and 18th century stories in the lovely city of Bath. Here are some of the Blue Badge guides who ran a program of walking tours in the summer where it was permitted. And this was developed in very short notice and implemented very effectively, and they developed revenue streams very well. So, you know, again, there's always opportunity if you look for it.
Mark,
now, things that,
1 minute.
Okay, things that were business as usual, you know, updating the website, translations into foreign languages on our website in order to do some of the better housekeeping to reach out internationally and to reassure customers. And you can see some of the results here on the website, the regional tours that are available, and promoting virtual tours. As I said, that became a much bigger thing. So the things that were not business as usual were understanding the financial impacts on guides so that we can use it for lobbying, for greater financial support, to address these issues of tearing down of statues of people who were involved in the slave trade, and these very strong historical themes that came to the surface last year, which will need to be addressed, and to address over-tourism, where cruise ships perhaps have been over impacting the local economy, a chance to reassess those things, and to bring in new guiding technologies for safe distanced guiding and modernize the way that guiding works. And you can see some examples here of these big public demonstrations to change historical narratives. So moving on, looking to the future, there's still uncertainties as a result of our changing relationship with the European Union. How that's going to play out remains to be seen in terms of visas and flow of people, but that's unique to us, unfortunately. But then we've got the rollout of the vaccines. Actually, the UK is finally getting its act together on the response. I think we're the 4th highest vaccinated country already. We've got over 4 million of our 60 or so million people vaccinated, which is a good thing, but numbers are not really going to have recovered on tourism until probably 2025. We're looking a long way away. This is not going to be this summer. So we're going to have to pivot towards domestic tourism, people staying at home and their needs, and to work more with other stakeholders, development fund for new tours. And online tours and talks are very much here to stay.
Mark,
they're not
your
just
time is finished.
Okay,
Sorry.
Well, that was really it. So thank you. The last point here is to learn from each other through membership of this organization and maybe help promote each other's virtual tours and talks, because we all have an international market now if we don't have visitors coming in. So some useful links on here. And finally, let's hope for some green shoots of recovery. a new dawn in America starting today as well, let's hope, so that Americans start to travel as well. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Mark. It was fantastic. I have visited your website, and I have noticed that you have established in 1950. Maybe you are the oldest tourist guide association in the world. I don't know, but we gave you 1 minute more because of you are the oldest association. Okay, I think the Catherine Burns has come back. Northern Ireland Tourist Guiding Association, is your turn. Catherine, please unmute your microphone, please.
Yes, thank you.
Are you ready?
I'm sorry, could you go on to the next person, please?
Next person?
Yes, would you mind doing that while I...
Okay, no problem. My dear friend Mariam from Isfahan Tourist Guide Association, are you ready to present your...
Yes, I am. Do you hear me?
Yeah,
Great.
I can. Welcome.
Thank you, Arash. Okay, Sebastian, thank you very much for showing. Okay, hello everybody. I'm so glad to be here in this great meeting. My name is Mariam Hodayan. I'm the president of Espana Tourist Guide Association. Many thanks to WFTGA. Next, please. As you see in the map, I wanted to show you that where Esfahan is located. It is almost in the center of the country of Iran. It is a city that tourists, when they enter in the city, they must see this beautiful city. It has a lot of varieties of it has a variety of sightseeing, and also it is very rich in culture, civilization, architecture, art, and so on. So this association is located in Esfahan. Next, please. Yes, and next about the association. The next one, Esfahan Association is the oldest and first association in the country of Iran. So we had its birthday about 1 month ago. We celebrated its 20th birthday. We have about 200 members in our association with different languages, and also in different ecotourism, culture, historic, and geotourism. I want to tell you about two big events that our association did as a memory and what we did as great work. Then we go to the rest about our journey. This picture, as you see, I Love Isfahan, it is about 9th Iranian tourist guide gatherings that 600 tourist guides were invited here in this city for 3 days, and we were the host. And this Isfahan, as you see, these are 600 tourist guides that they sat on the floor to make this beautiful image for as a memory for us and for the Esfahani people. Next, please. The next event, it is about Convention 2017 that happened in 2017 before the WFTJ. Then it is about next slide. And we, Esfahan Association, was the host also for 2 days. It was also our honor, and it was a very good work that always we feel proud of it. The next, please. Yeah, also the next. These are some pictures that to remind those great works that we did. I want to show you that we did a lot in our city, in our association, and we helped the government based on tourism field, but these are also the rest of the pictures related to those nice days of Convention 2017. And we helped, had a great collaboration with the government, and we tried hard to show ourselves to our states. Please, next one. And but it was hard for them to understand this job. For many people, they thought that it's just a translator. They didn't know what is it exactly. We have had lots of visits and also classes, and these days this year to 2020, we had the classes like through webinars online, and also we had some Instagram live through Instagram. That stop here, that is a good slide also, that about our classes and those webinars. We had the live with also the manager of cultural heritage organization, with some of the authorities that tourist guides, they have a direct contact with them, talk and ask their questions and their problems. We had these opportunities for them for several times. What we did and we do, it is we control the illegal tours, and also we avoid illegal tours. But it is not our duty, but we do it voluntarily in order to stop the tours that they do not have any tourist guides, or also they do not have any permissions from travel agencies. We also wrote the only and the best book of Espana in 7 languages. The next one, please. And these are what we did in order to show ourselves. Next, please. And just to show them that we are very powerful and we can help them too if they help us. Then this one that we had, we started to do our affairs, everything through online, through our websites, and in order to promote and to have more connection with our tourist guides. But many of our energy and time devoted on the meetings that I will tell you in the next slides, please. The next one. Yes, when we recognize that there aren't any health protocols for tourist guides. A couple of months ago, we searched in Iran and also in some other countries, so we just didn't find anything. We started to write it ourselves, and we wrote all steps by steps these protocols under the supervision of the health organization. And for example, what a tourist guide must do when they are in a vehicle, when they are in walking tours, in the sites, restaurants, hotels, and so on. We had lots of meetings for that to write it. Then we designed this logo. I want to explain it. This is also the badge. I have it, and you see it, I will wear it. And this logo, we made it, and right now we have the badge of it. We wear it when we go on a tour. The slogan campaign we had, the campaign slogan that we have is Safe Guide, Safe Tour. Look at the logo. In the center, you see a small flag. It is a symbol of the tourist guide. And C19 is a symbol of COVID-19. The shield is a symbol of protection, and check mark is a symbol of cope with this. So we made it, designed it, and also made it as a badge. So when we go on a tour, we wear this badge. And also we gave the tourist guide certificate for that. We introduced these tourist guides to travel agencies to work with them, because they know what to do in different situations based on these disease and COVID-19. They know it very well. So they wear this badge in order to have the trust for passengers, for tourists, that these guides are they are educated in this field, they know what to do, and at least we promote local tours. Next one. We had lots of meetings with the different, some of these are for previous time, but we do not have insurance for tourist guides, unfortunately, although we have had lots of meetings and we did our best through the whole country. All of us did it, but still tourist guides do not have insurance. That is a big challenge that still we have. We had also meetings to convince the authorities to understand this job is a vital for tourism industry. Tourist guides are a must for this industry, and they have to support us. So they devoted a budget to give tourist guides as loan, although it's a small, but it's okay. And we had lots of challenges just to get it and the tourist guide use it. Next one, please. We have right now what we do currently for this situation. We work with the local TV, and we started to every week we introduce 2 tourist guides to the TV, to local channel. They go and show one place and explain it, maybe culture, maybe place, nature, everything, in order to show people about this job, in order to promote this job, to know that if they travel with these guides, they can have better experience. So by this, it was a very, very good chance for us to work with TV and local channels. Another thing that right now we are working on is local tours. For the local tours, we are planning that, because we have some of the very great tourist guides that they are leaving their job, and it's a very pity. I'm happy that now we are in a right position, that now medias come to us, ask our ideas about every points of tourism industry, and also they ask us to know how we live right now because of these difficulties. And we have a good connection and relation with everywhere. But still we are missing many tourist guides, that they are very professional in this job, and they are going to maybe now they started to be a teacher or to be a driver, to, I don't know, to other fields or other industry. That is a big pity. I have a request.
You have 2 minutes.
Yeah, great. This is the last slide. We have very good, I have a request from all of you that support each other and collaborate more and more. For example, for virtual tours, we can work deeply, and in order to avoid of this leaving, that the tourist guides, they're leaving their jobs, and work together and support each other. Thank you very much. I hope a year full of happiness, lots of work as a tourist guide, and also success and health. This is our website and also Instagram. We will be great if you stay in touch with us. Thank you very much from WFTJ, Alushka, Aray, Sebastian, and so on. Thank you.
Thank you, Meryem. Thank you so much for staying within time. I think this time it was the second time you have been here for your presentation, and you have covered a lot of interesting information. For me, it's very nice because you are living in my country, and thank you so much. And I don't know, and thank you, Sebastian, to help Meryem for her presentation. I don't know, we are ready for Catherine or not?
Arash?
Yes.
Sorry, Catherine. We haven't received Catherine's presentation yet, so we're still going to give her a few minutes. Catherine, or would you like to try it from your side?
If you like to go on, I will try and send it. I've sent it 3 times already. I don't know. So if you wouldn't mind going to the next person if they're ready, and I'll try to send it again. Thank you very much. Thank you.
So we'll come back to Catherine. Arash, if I could put a question to Mark at this point, if you don't mind.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Great. So Mark, we've had a question for you on the Q&A. There is a question regarding examples of the emerging themes that you mentioned in your presentation. And secondly, what percentage of your membership has left the guiding profession? So I know that Miriam also touched on that point, and yesterday as well. It's definitely critical at this time that we are losing some really great tourist guides. But to you, Mark, these 2 questions, if you wouldn't mind answering them.
Sure. Thank you. 2 excellent questions. So the first one was covered slightly in my slides. So if you go back over that in due course, you can see that I'm talking particularly about evaluation of some of the relationships between Britain and Africa and the former plantations and colonies in the Caribbean and South America and North America. That has led to some quite dramatic activity, really popular activism last year. And, you know, that is a thing that many of us guides in cities that grew rich on the back of the trade in enslaved people, like London or Bristol or Liverpool or so on, have been addressing sensitively for a while now. But we need to do this much more and widen the understanding. And it's part of a wider movement, not just affecting guide, that example. And the second would be to do with the restitution of what some may consider to be looted objects that are in our museums and galleries, objects that have been acquired, shall we say, as a result of an imperial past or collection policies which today wouldn't be regarded as best practice. I mean, whatever euphemisms you want to use, whether stuff should be here or whether it should be returned to where it came from. And again, we've been guiding those sorts of issues, certainly in the British Museum, where things like the Parthenon marbles, also known as the Elgin marbles, have been a sensitive discussion point with Greece for quite a long time. There are also the Benin bronzes, which have been a focus of discussion with Nigeria and so on. So there's a lot more of this that I think needs to be covered more openly and honestly. And as guides, we have a duty to reflect and perhaps challenge our visitors to consider some of these issues. And then I think the third thing is armchair tourism and lifelong learning. With virtual tours now, there's really a strong dynamic that we're starting to see for what we could term study about a location or a theme before actually taking a tour to go and visit there. And that's a massive opportunity for all of us to educate our visitors in advance and to really add context and background to then come and see the places that we've been talking about. So that's a trend that can work very positively for all of us as an emerging theme in guiding. And then to the second question about the percentage of guides leading the profession, we're about to field a survey here which will address that along the way. We're calling it the Financial Impacts Survey. We're looking at a wide range of things that have happened in the last 10, 11 months, including whether people now consider that they've left the profession. We have seen a drop-off in our membership subscriptions. People have chosen not to renew, but it's hard to tell whether that's because they're not duplicating membership of organizations or dropping out of the profession altogether. So I need to come back to you in the future with the answer to that very good question. But I think judgment says a lot of us are older people, and maybe we will de-escalate how much guiding will be done in the future. Is that retirement or not? I don't know, but it's certainly a lot of expertise.
Great, thanks for that, Mark. Arash, I don't see any other questions at this point in time, so we can move on at the moment. Okay. And we can move on to, I think we have the ProGuide up next.
Yeah. Yes, we have a peer-recorded video from the Professional Association of Tourist Guides, ProGuide from Romania. If Sebastian help me to show that video.
Hello, dear colleagues. My name is Kovács Attila, qualified tourist guide from ProGuide Romania, founding member. First of all, I would like to thank Alusha and Esther and VFDGA for organizing this event and giving us the opportunity to present our association, ProGuide. In the upcoming slides, I would like to present in a few words, in a few thoughts, our association, ProGuide, the Professional Association of Tourist Guides in Romania. We are a freshly born association. Here you can see also the founding members. And in 2020, 30th December, we had 1 year from the foundation of our association, ProGuide. In the upcoming slides, I would like to present 7 facts about ProGuide. The first fact is that ProGuide is the only single tourist guide association from Romania, which is affiliated to ETOA, VFTGA, and FEG, and also the only association which provides international visibility to its members. We have over 300 members already. The second fact is that we have introduced an application named Live in Romania, which promotes certified tourist guides, also their private tours, which is also a project of FEG and VTFG. Fact number 3 is that we have created a video introducing all the certified tourist guides from all over Romania. You can see also a little small thumbnail right beneath, but also in the upcoming slides, I will let you know where you can watch and where you can view this video. Fact number 4 and fact number 5 is that we are a member of the European Committee for Standardization, CEN, and ISO services in Romania. And we have translated in Romanian the SREN 15565-2008, which is Standard of Professional Training. Working, of course, this is working on implementation. And also we have adopted a code of ethics for certified tourist guides. Fact number 6 is that when we had the National Volunteer Day, we had, like in our association, all the professional tourist guide members had from all over Romania voluntarily presenting one of the major cities from Romania, like Brăila, Iași, Sibiu, Cluj, Brașov, Timișoara, and Bucharest. The fact number 7 is that we have launched virtual tours since April 2020, and more than 25 qualified tourist guides joined our initiative. This means that more than 100 virtual tours we had in 5 languages, which is English, German, French, Romanian, and Hungarian. Here we can see all of our qualified tourist guides from ProGuide Romania. And in the next slide, we can see another one. We can see clearly also on the thumbnails that how rich and how multicultural is our association. As I mentioned before, regarding the thumbnail of the video, which introduces our professional tourist guides, here you can see several social media platforms on which we are also live, and you can find us, for example, on Facebook or Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and also YouTube channel. Give us a like on YouTube channel, and you will also see our beautiful virtual tours in many, many languages, as I mentioned before. We have also a website which is under construction in the moment. And last but not least, I would like to say that if we do a job in 30 minutes, it's because we spent 10 years learning how to do that in 30 minutes. So everybody who wants our services, who would like to have our services, they owe us the time about which we were preparing ourselves to present one of the beautiful cities from Romania. Thank you very much. And if you have any questions, just let us know and we will answer them gladly. Have a nice day. Goodbye.
Okay, perfect. It took just 6 minutes. Yeah, I have visited their website. They established in 2019, and 700 tourist guides are living in Romania, and half of them are belongs to this society association. And thank you, Attila, for that. Let's move on to the Latvian Tourist Guide Association, presented by Aija Thompson. Very welcome.
Hello from snowy Riga, Latvia. We are a small country with only about 2 million inhabitants, but it's an important destination for tourists. But now tourism has stopped. Like many of you, last year was very difficult also for the Latvian tourist guides. Most of them are self-employed, and this is their only source of income. Already at the beginning of March, on the 12th of March, actually, after the spread of the virus in Latvia, travel restrictions were introduced. And already in the spring, agreements with travel agencies on the reception of tourists were stopped. As a result, many guides lost their jobs because tourists from other countries just didn't come to us. Most of the tourists before that came from Germany, the USA, the UK, Russia, and now they didn't come anymore. However, the government passed a law on self-employment benefits, and guides who had regularly paid all taxes in the previous year could receive a certain amount of benefits. On the other hand, those guides who received a pension or had another job could not apply for such an allowance. In mid-June, when the situation improved and when travel restrictions were lifted, Latvia was mainly visited by individual tourists from neighboring countries like Lithuania, Estonia, also Russia, but less from Scandinavian or Belarus. And there were almost no tourists from other European Union countries, only business travelers and individuals. But Latvian tourists and also tourist guides started touring their own country and found such sites and places where they had never been to because they are always busy in the summer. And they could also visit the neighboring countries, Lithuania and Estonia. At the same time, there were some international travel agencies who organized charter flights to the Greek islands or Italy, but Latvian tourist guides were not involved in this. So actually, LTGA tourist guides had little chance of working until October. But at the same time, there were a lot of tourist guides who just didn't want to waste the time and started studying art, also collected different information about other countries and our own country, and made new routes for tourists. And some of them even managed to take part in making new guidebooks, and also explored some other places. Some of the tourist guides changed their jobs. They started learning cookery, became good cooks at home, or also even showed their skills on television. And also some other hobbies appeared, like horse riding, for example, that became quite popular at that time. With the rapid spread of the disease at the beginning of October, much stricter travel restrictions were introduced and have been set now until February the 7th, and probably will be prolonged more because the number of patients is high and hospitals are overcrowded. And the government introduced a curfew before Christmas. On holidays, people are not allowed to be in the streets at night from 10 o'clock at night till 5 o'clock in the morning. The situation is complicated, and now we are looking forward to vaccination against this virus, which has already started. And needless to say that for tourist guides, it will be very important, especially for those who plan to travel abroad. So we have great expectations for this vaccination. In 2020, the Latvian Tourist Guide Association managed to organize 5 general meetings and 5 study tours in Latvia. Study tours are very popular. Until this COVID-19, we made a lot of study tours, but now actually we had to stop this. And of course, we also marked International Tourist Guide Day in February with special tours for school children and students. And also the World Tourist Day in September was marked with when special tours were arranged. The LTGA board prepared and sent out a questionnaire to the members of the association with questions about the number of tours they had from May to October, because in Latvia tourist season is only 6 months, very short, half a year. And the questions were also about the assistance they had received from the state. We got 67 responses, and that said that 95% of the tours were cancelled, and only 5% of the guides had got bookings from individual tours. A small part of our tourist guides had received benefits from the state as self-employed people. The rest of the guides didn't get anything because they had not made the mandatory state social insurance contributions. So most of the guides were completely unemployed and without any income. Then the LTGA board called for help and practical assistance. We prepared and sent letters to various state institutions with recommendations and also requests regarding tourist guides issues. And also the current problems for tourist guides were explained. So we asked for state benefits and also the needed changes in the legislation on taxes for self-employed people. Questions were also, we also asked to improve the certification of guides. And the letters were sent to the Cabinet of Ministers, the Ministry of Economics. Tourism belongs to the Ministry of Economics in Latvia. Also Riga City Council, Riga Tourism Development Office. Then the Cabinet of Ministers asked the Ministry of Economics to propose changes in the regulations regarding benefits for self-employed people affected by the spread of COVID-19. And the text was supplemented that exceptions were made for tourist guides if in the last quarter of 2019 they didn't work due to lack of work. And after that, most of the guides got also the state benefits. In accordance with the EU requirements, the Ministry of Economics has prepared a comprehensive tourism policy development plan for the period of 2021 to 2027. We support this plan, but it's a pity that they completely ignore the interests of guide associations as if they didn't exist. And in this plan, nothing is said about the professional activity of tourist guides, which is an important item, as we think. We also plan to participate in the convention in Novi Sad in Serbia at the beginning of this year, but we can see that it's impossible, and we will probably meet our colleagues online. And finally, I would like to say that COVID-19 pandemic has stopped tourism, but at the same time, it has also given us an understanding of a new approach to future tourism. We understand that tourism will be very different from what we were used to, and also the people will be different. We have to consider now who most the travelers will be, and also their interests, and also what we can offer them. After staying at home so long, people will probably prefer to come out in the open air. It means we will need new technologies. And also how the local people will look at the travelers from abroad, probably suspicious, seeing them as COVID-19 carriers. So also this psychological aspect has to be taken into account. Anyway, we want to make Riga and Latvia a hospital destination again for everybody. And we have to be ready for the day when the tourism restarts again. So to offer our tourists what we can do. We know that the guides in other countries have similar problems, but we hope very much that all together we will overcome them, and the time will come when we will be able to work and meet normally again. Just let's not lose the spirit. Thank you.
Sorry. Thank you so much. It was wonderful timing, and thank you for sharing your challenges and also your plan. Just I want to know that do you have any relation with LTGA and LPGA, because I wanted to find your website, but the website that shows in internet, it was for LPGA. My job.
Yeah, actually, at the moment, our website doesn't work, and if you want to send us information, you can send it either to me or our president. So my email is ayatamson@gmail.com.
Okay, thank you so much. I have your email in my paper. Thanks a lot. Okay, I think Catherine is ready. Dear Catherine, are you ready for your presentation?
Yes, I am.
Okay, fantastic. Let's go.
Thank you. So Sebastian is. Hello, everyone. My name is Catherine Burns. I'm chairman of the Northern Ireland Tourist Guide Association. And just in case you're wondering where Northern Ireland is, some people haven't been here, and it's up on the right-hand side of this map of Ireland on the northeast. You've heard of the Wild Atlantic Way. If you turn left, that's where we are. So we were established in 1992, and we're a membership body, and we represent qualified guides, and we're committed to continuous professional development. So even during the pandemic, that we want to be ready and good to go. Thank you. So we will be celebrating 30 years since our formation next year, and that's 30 years of providing excellence in guiding in Northern Ireland. We're formally structured, and we have myself as a chairman and a board of directors who are appointed by the members. At the moment, we have 88 members, but we have another 25 pending. We're managed to do some training this year, and so we're looking forward to welcoming those new members when they finish their training. And so some of the challenges that we've been facing during 2020, well, like everyone else, it's been a disastrous year for tourism. We have come very recently to tourism after many years of not being able to enjoy the tourist trade. And all of the industry has shut down completely. And no international visitors at all. So no work for our guides, no cruise ships. We had 148 last year. First we had 5, and over the last 10 years it's grown and grown. Gives a lot of work to our guides, and that has now gone completely. And we don't know when that is going to come back. Loss of income, many of our guides have taken on other jobs. And as yet, very few have been able to get any government financial support, but we are working with them. We're working with the Tourism Alliance, a newly founded lobbying body. So we're hoping that in the next few months, we might be able to secure some financial support for our members. And so one of the big challenges is keeping our lines of communication open and staying in touch with partners and stakeholders. Of course, that's all done by Zoom these days, but it's been very effective. So 2020, our journey, it gave us time to pause, to reset, to refresh, and give us more time to devote to the terrible things like our paperwork, our policies, and strengthening our organisation so that we're ready to return better and stronger. So some of the things we have been able to do, some of our success stories. So before we go into that, I'm sure a lot of you will have heard of Seamus Heaney, a very famous poet laureate, came from Northern Ireland, and he was given a Nobel Prize for Literature in 1995. And this is one of his quotes: "If we winter this one out, we can summer anywhere." So we'll have a look. We're getting ready for when our visitors return. And as Mark had said about, we're good to go. And a lot of our guides independently have applied for that. We have as an organisation, and it's an industry standard. And it just gives our tourists, our visitors, the confidence to say, right, all of the precautions will be taken when we get our vaccinations, obviously, as well. But, you know, full PPE equipment, and you'll see that our guide is got a mask on, a visor that you can see her face, and also that she has using audio, and the people are bubbled and they're standing well back from her. So that gives people the confidence to come back and to have our tours. So another thing that we managed to do was to rebuild our website. And it's modern, it's fresh, it's smartphone enabled. It shows you our guide. You can go in and search. We have a lot of language guides as well, with 13 languages. So we've made that easy to navigate around, and that's been a big success. At the back, you can see that's our Belfast City Hall, right in the centre of Belfast, a very small city, as Northern Ireland is a very small country. So some of our tweets, we're really getting into this at the moment, and we're encouraging all of our members to tweet. It's a new way of getting in touch with people. And we now have 1,084 followers, and that's an increase of 29% on last year. So we're obviously doing something right. And it's a very effective way of keeping in touch and getting news out to people. So continuous professional development. Yes, we're very keen on that. People do have to do this every year. And this year we've started to do virtual tours online, also because we're doing a course. Any of the lectures are being shared with our members. So that's part of their CPD as well. And we're planning something virtual for the World Federation Guiding Day on 21st of February. So some of the CPD we did manage to do at the beginning of 2020. And we've got Armagh, the cathedral city, to the left, and we've got murals, very famous for our murals, of some of the people, the personalities who have, and sports stars who've gone through Northern Ireland. So this was International Tourist Guiding Day, February 2020. We managed to get out and about before we went into lockdown, and very successful. And you can see this is in Belfast city centre. And again, we have the City Hall behind us. So really, really good day. And we hope it will be this year again. So Game of Thrones, huge thing for Northern Ireland. And you can see that I'm having a little encounter with some of the stars from Winterfell. But 26 locations in Northern Ireland, it's being filmed. So the activities, we ran a Train the Trainers course. Again, before lockdown, early in the year, because we want to do more training. We're running a green badge walking course. We're working with local government funded area councils, and we're certainly doing lots of Zoom meetings and presentations to them. The conference sector is going to be big business, and so we're working on that. We've had plans for fam trip with our Republic of Ireland neighbours, but obviously that was cancelled, and we're going to try and do that this coming year. And we started to talk and dine initiative for CPD, and that's been a great success with a speaker and then inviting our guides along as well. As I said, with membership of Tourism Alliance, we're working very hard to keep tourism hospitality at the top of the tree. It's a hugely important industry, and the only real industry in Northern Ireland at the moment. Of course, we do work with our National Tourist Board as well, Tourism Northern Ireland. But of course, it's all Ireland, so we work very closely with everyone else on the island. So communication, as we all know from today, is the key. And we've used ways of communicating. We have a new communications policy, and I'm providing letters of support for members to strengthen their applications for financial assistance. We have a consistent approach to emails, and they're sent out by one person who's our secretary, Sue. And so we get back feedback from members, and we have meetings, we put minutes on the website. And as I've said before, the new website, we're now hosting it locally, so we cut down on costs as well. And our AGM is held each year in November, and we managed to do it by Zoom, and it was, I think, quite successful. But guides are feeling very lost at the moment, and with no income and no light on the horizon at the moment except the vaccination, it's very important that we give everyone our support. And some people are struggling more than others, so we have to provide member to member that support. So our 5 key messages going into 2021, dream now, travel later, remains the key tourism PR message this year. We're putting out inspirational posts, iconic messages, motivational messages, social media, online presence, building and maintaining our relationships with stakeholders through business forums. Think small. Research suggests that visitors will wish to avoid big, busy cities. We're small. We have a population of 1.8 million people in Northern Ireland. So it means that we have small cities which are more like towns and lots of outdoor space. We hope this will be an advantage to us. Home markets will be the first to recover, and then moving to the international visitors thereafter. So guides will be adapting tours, changing tours to become more suitable and appealing to home visitors.
You have 1 minute more.
I would like to say a huge thank you to you all for listening to this. This is a journey that we're on together, and I know that we have each other's support. So thank you to everyone. It's been.
Thank you so much, Catherine. It was wonderful. I think you turned the very bad situation of pandemic to a lot of opportunities. Thanks a lot.
Yes.
And congratulations for your new website, because I have visited that and I have found you have something like a slogan, key ambassadors of our region. I mean, tourist guides are your key ambassadors.
They are.
Yeah, you promote them and you market them. Thanks a lot. Thank you so much. And I think Madam Alushka has questions. Yeah, if they, I turn over to you if you have any question before our last webinar, our last presentation, our last two presentation.
Thank you, Arash. Yes, I have one question for Catherine and one for Aya. So Aya, for you first, for the Latvian tourist guides, they received some support, financial support. I have a question for you of someone wanting to know how much did the tourist guides receive in Latvia in the way of support?
Well, actually, it depends. It depends very much on the taxes they have paid in the previous year. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
As far as I know, not more than 300 euros per month. That was all.
For how many months was that, Aya?
Yeah, sorry?
Over how many months?
It's for 1 month, 300 euros.
Oh.
It's one time only. But now probably, well, actually, we also asked the Ministry of Economics to help us, and maybe that system will be improved and they will get more, because actually for a whole year, our guides are without any work and also any support. Those who have different other jobs, some people have changed their jobs, they get also something else. But what is the problem at the beginning when these state benefits appeared from the state? So then those people who had a different job or retired people, for example, couldn't get anything. Now this has been improved, but actually this amount of money, this benefit is very small. Actually, it's we can hardly survive on this.
Okay, thank you, Aya. And I definitely know there are many countries in a very similar situation with the financial contribution or lack thereof from the governments. Catherine, I have a question for you regarding your different levels of membership and the color codes that you have, blue, green, yellow. I see that Mark has answered from the British Guild of Tourist Guides point of view, as well as Viola from the Scotland point of view. But from the Ireland point of view, how does your membership levels work and the colors, blue, green, yellow?
Well, the colors are the same as ITG in England. I think Scotland and Wales are slightly different. So blue is the highest level that you can attain. So that means you can guide throughout Ireland and into the UK as well. The green badge is a walking tour, so it's for a specific area. The one that we're running at the moment is a walking tour of Belfast. But to give people something to do, we've extended the boundaries of that, so out by a few miles. And the white badge course, that is site specific. And we did one a couple of years ago for a place called Clifton House, one of our oldest buildings in Belfast. It was a poor house during the famine. And so it's their badge, but they come into us as members, so they wouldn't be full members.
Okay, thank you for that. Very interesting. And we've also had a positive comment about your website. Somebody saying what wonderful colors, it was a good choice. So some good feedback for you on your website.
Thank you for all your help. Thanks for all your help this morning. Thank you.
No problem. Arash, over to you to continue. Arash, just check your mute button.
Sorry again. And thank you so much, Alushka, for addressing the questions. And let's move on to next presenter, Nina. Dear Nina, from the Association Regional Tourist Guide of Slovenia. Welcome.
Hello, thank you for having me here. I'm Nina Buch, and I'm from Slovenia, as already Arash said. And today I'm representing Association of Regional Tourist Guides of Slovenia. So I will share our presentation, and I hope you see it as well. Sorry. So, yeah, I'm actually presenting the second part of our journey because I attended already I believe the first part of VFTGA journey association journeys in the end of September. So I will somehow focus on the last few months of the year 2020, and I will just briefly talk also about what we are planning for the first few months of the year 2021, which will not be much different from the almost whole year of 2020 when we were in the lockdown. So we prepare some work for us and some challenges for the future. So I will start in October. So, or I will start, better to say, in the beginning of the September. That was the month when we get some tours that were supported by our STO. This is like Slovenian Tourist Board. But we could have some tours, but we have to stop them due to a new lockdown on 20th of October 2020. So we couldn't get all the money, all the tours we were planning, but anyway, our members were very successful. So 24 of members of our association out of all 67 were successful in this public tender of our Slovenian Tourist Board. Just to say, our association has at the moment 100 members. So 1/4 of our members were successful. And we did over 500 guided tours all over Slovenia. I already mentioned this a little bit in September, but it was in the sense that we get paid from our Slovenian Tourist Board, and our visitors, mainly Slovenes, don't pay for the tour. So different thematic guided tours were prepared mostly for Slovenes, but we focused also for those who are living in Slovenia but do not speak Slovenian language. So we offered also some tours in English. But anyway, that should last till the beginning of December. But due to the new lockdown, we have to shut everything down on 20th of October. In October happened also one more thing. Most of our guides who were still operating as a self-employed or freelancer got support from our government, from our state, which was in first planned to last till December 2020. But anyway, we started to work very hard then in the next month. So we already did these Zoom educational hours in the evening, on Tuesday evenings already since April. So we started to do this one again. So we were meeting us regularly and giving different skills, what do we have, and knowledge to other colleagues in the association. And at the start of November, we did the so-called SWOT analysis, and we focused ourselves on our opportunities. So what kind of opportunities do we have? How can we earn a little bit of money, how can we focus on the future and get even better out of this crisis. So the first two opportunities we found at the beginning of November were the gift cards for guided tours and the virtual tours. So these were two focuses what we did, and we created working teams. So one working team was mainly occupied with gift cards and another one with virtual tours. And those working teams meet now every Monday morning on so-called working meeting over the Zoom platform. So we are not allowed to somehow to be together only online. We are still in lockdown in Slovenia, so nothing changed in 2021. I would like to just give you a brief look in what we did with gift cards. So we said in December, all of the people are buying some gifts. Why wouldn't we be also on the market and just give to the people the opportunity to buy a gift card for guided tours? So we created we work in November on our marketing strategy. We did the whole strategy for our Facebook and Instagram promotion. We did our landing page for gift cards, so special website only for the gift cards. We created our gift cards alone, so we were practicing also a little bit of Canva and trying different programs how to create different things. And we did also the video promotions. Here on the left side, you can see how the gift card looked like, and just a short look to our website, which was only for the gift cards, which we launched. We just try to explain that this is a gift that lasts, and there is a time coming when we will not be in lockdown anymore, and why not to give a super gift of gift cards. So you can see also all who participated, all guides who participated, and we had also like a small table with all different possibilities of guided tours that can be bought with gift cards. As I said, we did also a small video promotion, and this is a short video, 1 minute videos. So we focused on social media, and I would like to share this video also with you.
Welcome you from the place where the best cyclist in the world was born. And I welcome you all and invite you on a cycling path from Zagorje ob Savi till Kisovec, where we will explore the path of the champion.
Have you ever heard about the Devil's Carriage and the story it caused?
And I invite you to step with me to walk like a Tržičan.
Prešeren's monument, the great Slovenian poet. Above him you can see the muse, his inspiration, because he wrote a lot about love and friendship.
Welcome to small, beautiful medieval town called Kamnik.
So this was a small promotion video. So as I said, we did more of them with all the members who participate in this project. And then on the 29th of November, we launched our social media marketing activities. So we started with daily Facebook posts and stories. We started also with advent calendar and prize games. So we asked the questions and we were searching for the correct answers. We made a draw at the end, and we also give away some of the gift cards, and everything was also partly supported on our Instagram account. Somehow, how that did it look like? You can see some small examples. We did everything in 2 languages, so our public audience were actually Slovenes and also those who live in Slovenia and don't speak Slovenian language. I have to say that we were quite successful with this project and these social media activities.
I have 1 more minute.
Yeah, thank you. I have to say that we reached over 60,000 Facebook accounts, what was like 1,500% more as the month before. Average engagement of the account was around 100. So the second team is working on our virtual tours. We created also working team. We offer live virtual tours and classroom virtual tours. We did quite strong Facebook promotion. We are trying to practice and support our colleagues who are doing virtual tours. So we are giving virtual tours to each other. We also sent some offers to schools that also the kids could participate in these virtual tours or be our audience. And some of our guys are already on online platforms. So what we are heading for, so this financial support, what was I mentioned at the beginning, was prolonged or extended till March 2021. This is 1,100 euro per month, so 400 euros we get as insurance, and the 700 euro is universal basic income. There depends on different things, but anyway, a lot of our colleagues who are still operating get this money. 2 more things. We are now preparing ourselves for International Tourist Guide Day. This day will be everything virtual. We are preparing it for the whole weekend, 20 and 21st of February. We set up a real PR team after one very useful workshop we did with that was organized by the European Federation of Tourist Guide Association, and there should be a new public tender which is to be released in March, also from our Slovenian Tourist Board, as we already had. We are occupied nowadays with the register of tourist guides in Slovenia, and we do some more projects like Project Claustra and Rock Art Project. So thank you very much for your attention, and sorry for 1 minute I took. Thank you very much.
Thanks a lot, Nina. Thank you very much. It was very interesting sharing, very colorful and full of so many gifts. What did you do with a lot of gifts?
This was only the part of the promotion, but I hope that we will have soon opportunity to do all the tours from the gift cards that were sold.
Thank you. You have my best wishes for your creative year of 2021.
Thank you.
And later I have a question, because I have seen in your website you have a wonderful and interesting idea that's digital concierge. If you had time in the question time, I want to know about that, because I think it's a very good idea. Okay, thank you very much. And let's go on to the last presenter. Mr. Ricardo. We are so happy that you are here. We were a little worried about your presentation, that you will be here or not. And it's your time. Thank you very much and very welcome.
Well, first, can you guys hear me well?
Yeah.
Perfect. That's brilliant. First, I want to say good day to all of you. It's a pleasure to be among with you guys today. And what an amazing presentation so far. And I hope to keep the flag flying with my presentation, and which I had a technical problem, but let's keep moving forward. And I'm Ricardo, well known as Ricky. I'm a World Federation individual member since 2018, as a tour guide since 2010. And I'm responsible with one of my colleagues to look after as a representative of Central America and South America. I'm originally from São Paulo, Brazil. That's where I'm based at the moment. Let me share screen.
Ricky, I have your presentation also here if I should share it.
Please go ahead. You are a rock. You're amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Please go ahead. Cheer. Appreciate. Thank you very much. Oh, so that's me. That's me. That's my little presentation that I just said. I just did just now. So as an area representative, myself, always seeing the glass half full, always smiling, thinking positive, stay healthy, positive, and calm. The storm will pass. Next, please, Sebastian. This is Central America. Central America, this is part of Central America. This is basically Spanish speakers. So we have, even though Mexico belongs to North America, all those areas belongs to is considered from as area representative as Central America, because they have a lot of in common, the language, the food, and the way of living. So they have a lot of similarity. So this is considered Central America. And one thing that I would like to say about this area, this is the Caribbean. So Caribbean is connected to Central America, which is very diversity, different languages and dialects. And I'm dealing with right now, since 2020, since the COVID kicked it in, we had to think out of the box. We had to do, as everybody all over the world, we start doing Zoom meeting, using all those platforms in order to help us to keep moving during the pandemic. All the Central America was hit by the COVID really strong. Some of the countries are really doing good. Some of them are not. But things that I realized that during the pandemic, they realized that they have to be united. They have to work together in order to have a better future. And what I realized as well, being really focused on that area, which is being created at the moment, Olagitur, which is the Latin America organization, which is, fingers crossed, on this 2021 first semester, we will have everything settled. And that's as area representative, I'm working together with them to get them together on board. And this is something new for 2021, which I'm very much looking forward. Some of the countries, as I have to go really brief, because I'm talking all day, talking about all my region in not only one country. This is South America. So I have Central together with Caribbean, and then I have the South America, which I belong to, and all those countries around. So it's very diverse, it's very continental, different language. And can you go for the next one, please? Yes, please. This one. This is my home country. I cannot keep this conversation talking about the COVID and how strong it's being in my country at the moment and what we are doing as a tour guide to recover that. Right now, it's not recommended to travel to my home country due to the COVID and the pandemic. First of all, because we are the second one in high of death. We lost already, unfortunately, 210,000 people. But seeing the glass half full, we got the vaccine last Sunday, so we start vaccinate the social, the health, social care, the people who are on the front line. So we are moving forward, and as a tour guide, I see that we have decided and we had to work with domestic tourists, not only my country, the whole South America and Latin America as well as the whole world. We have to reinvent ourselves and focus in our client, in our domestic one. Once we are not, we're having difficulties to travel abroad and get the clients from abroad as well. So a lot of things has been done back home, which I spent some time to learn more and get to know more. We are receiving as a tour guides. This is our association, our trade. We are receiving since March 2020 something around 125 US dollars, which is not a lot, but it's something, and it's for the next for at least 12 months. They can extend for 6 months more. This is something that we have to push, we have to fight for, otherwise we were not going to get anything from them. uh, we are, as I said, we are traveling inside of the country with like social distance as much as you can. and and yes, we as a country, as a nation, we are united. We keep calm. We do our best to see the glass half full, to keep fighting for. But myself, using this platform and this moment, which I really appreciate those 12 minutes I have, I can leave the room without thank Maury Cardonato, Alus Carici, and all of you guys who have been supporting me. And as a representative, I feel sometimes I'm alone on this journey, but I'm gonna keep working hard, fighting for my area, fighting for my people, for my community, for the entire Latin America, which is being joy for me. As soon everything goes back to new normal, I'm already booking my journey, and I'm gonna travel around all those countries and get to know them. I know a lot of them, all the association president guides. I know most of them through Zoom meeting. So every other day, at least twice a week, I'm in contact with them, building a relation with them, which is really important. But as soon I have opportunity to, as soon the borders are open, I'm gonna travel and get to know them and help them in everything I can. Being member of the World Federation, and help them in everything I can. So that is the moment that we must stop talking and have more action in order to have a better future for our trade. As a tour guide, we have to support and look after each other, and that is the main reason why I'm member of the World Federation. I'm using this space and promote the tourism all over the world. But we can deny that the COVID is there. We have to work on that, but let's keep moving forward and do our best in everything we can in order to have a better future for all of us. And one more time, thanks Arash for your being the facilitator today. I have to thank as well Esther yesterday, and all of you together are doing an amazing job. Thank you very much. That's all I want to say. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ricardo. You were the last presenter and you did fantastic. Thank you so much for your information you gave us, and thank you so much for everything you did for WFTGA add the area representative. And for this part, that's the last part of our webinar. I would like to hand over to Alushka and Viola to address any question you have. Alushka?
Thank you, Arash. So Nina from Slovenia, we have quite a lot of questions around your gift card. Perhaps you can explain it a little bit more, but for example, we have questions such as, was it free or did clients have to buy it? Was it only for virtual tours or was it for in-person tours? How did the virtual card work? The gift card, was it like a credit card that you could load with a specific tour? If you could just talk us just briefly through that project, please.
So idea was to offer something to people to buy to their beloved ones for Christmas. That's why we started at the end of November. And we launched this project and we were making ourselves visible on social medias to buy this one. So the gift cards are for the real tours. So we are expecting that sooner or later the lockdown will be down again. So we will be allowed to move a little bit more. And we are preparing those tours for small groups. So you had three different possibilities. You could buy it for one person. It was 15 euros. You could buy it for two persons, so for a couple, 25 euros, or for a small group, or better to say, a private tour for 80 euros. Everything was in digital or paper form. So we created in our Canva, as it was seen on the presentation, and each member was selling that on its own, on her or his own. So association were only promoting, so that was not sold over the association, but each member had their own, they took over the selling of the gift cards. And then it was possible to print it out and send it to a customer, or send it per email in PDF form. So it is not any kind of electronic card. So far, we are not yet with technology. But this was for sure the investment for the future, because we are still offering. So a lot of our members launched their own websites, and they're still offering those gift cards, because now the Valentine is coming, and after that, I don't know, different birthdays, anniversaries, and those possibilities. Why not to offer to people the possibility to buy a gift card for the voucher, for the guided tour, if they are buying gift cards for the massage and the, I don't know, dinner and a lot of other things. So we are still working on this one, but at the start, the real push was actually the idea what to buy for a Christmas gift.
Yes, and that's a fantastic idea. And I believe the British Guild of Tourist Guides as well, Mark and his team did a very similar thing as well with gift vouchers, and they also got quite a bit of publicity in their newspaper. So a fantastic initiative that I'm sure many associations will adopt going into 2021. So thank you, Nina, and thank you to your guides for that initiative. I don't have any questions for Ricky. But Ricky, just from my side, you're doing a fantastic job, and we look forward to the formation of the Federation moving forward. So thank you for all the work you do in that area, and it's great to share that with our members and our viewers as well. So Arash, I will hand over to you, unless Viola has picked up any additional questions. But Arash, I think you had one more question, and then you can conclude, and then I will wrap up. Arash, you're on mute, and then Viola, I'm not sure if you picked up on any questions.
No, I have not any question. Just I want to say thank you so much for watching me or watching this presentation. Just for the last word, I want to tell all of you the ultimate goal of all of us are to be a better tourist guide, stand it together, collaborate together, and contribute to the sustainable development of tourism. And hoping the better future for all of the colleagues around the world, and hope to see you all in our next convention in Serbia.
Thank you, Arash. Viola, anything from your side as we wrap up?
Yeah, again, I really enjoyed the presentation, very inspiring. If we have more time, I picked up one more question, which was about I think it was directed to Nina, but a number of you mentioned virtual tours. And the question was, what kind of income have you generated? It seems to be a challenge to earn money through providing virtual tours. So maybe a quick pointer and encouragement for all of us who are involved in virtual tours. How much can we earn from it and how did you do it?
So actually, just few of our members are participating this one, and I cannot tell you how much do they earn because they sell it on their own. So it's their own revenue. But you can check for those who are on the different platforms what kind of prices, the pricing of the tours. I have to say that our president, Mateja Kregar-Gliha, did did one great virtual tour, and the whole amount which was donated, it was like tip supported, went for the earthquake, so for support for the people in Croatia who are in need for help after the earthquake on December 29th. And she's doing one more on 25th of January. So we are trying to do different things. So something for our revenue and something for good work. To say it like this, also to show that we care about our neighbors and we do also the things for a better world.
Great, thank you, Nina. And I think Mark just has one additional comment on the virtual tours.
Yes, very briefly, just to say it's been a very big thing here in Britain, developing virtual tours. I would strongly commend anybody interested to review the Guide London presentation yesterday. It was yesterday afternoon our time, where there's a very good explanation from Danny Parler, the chairman, about what those guides have been doing, which has been fabulous. The Guild's also been active in virtual tours. Pricing is a big issue, how you set a decent market rate for this. But in terms of success, I know of guides who have exponentially increased their business this year on the back of virtual tours, and who are getting literally hundreds of people on each of their broadcasts, paying good money to attend. I mean, you would not believe the figures of revenue they have been getting, but you have to work hard and have a following and good marketing to get there. It's not just about the tour. It's about good marketing to build an audience. So it's the same lesson as any other product that we have as guides. Thank you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that summary, Mark. And I think that does bring us to a broader conversation potentially moving forward. So thank you very much for that. So from my side, I think we've come to the end of our day 2 of part 3, and so the end of our journeys for now. A couple of things just to highlight from today's presentations. Catherine mentioned how important it was working closely with the tourism boards, and I can agree. We've seen the tourist guide associations who work with their tourism boards really advance with their offerings and with their guides. It's a very good success story. So once again, working closely is quite important. Mark also highlighted collaboration is key, working with stakeholders, very important. We cannot work in isolation. We really need to work with others in tourism as well. And then the gift cards from Slovenia, I think that was the highlight of today's presentations, how we can learn from that and use that initiative for ourselves moving forward for future celebrations and future activities as well. And then Aya, with her positive words, tourism stopped us, but it gave us an understanding of a new approach to tourism. So thank you, Aya, for that. It's always good to see the positive side of negative things happening with us. So that was a really, really good comment from you. So thank you for that. So in Ricky's words, let's support one another as tourist guides. Let's continue with our individual journeys, our journeys with our associations, but let's remember we are family in WFTGA, and let's continue with that as we move into the year of 2021. So from my side, thank you so much, Arash. Wonderful facilitation today. Viola, Sebastian and his team, and to all of you, the presenters, it was lovely having you. We really appreciate you taking the time to attend and to put the effort into your presentations. And a reminder to all of you as viewers, stay connected with us on social media. In the coming weeks, we have news that we'll be sharing from our members, how everyone will be doing activities for International Tourist Guide Day, which will be innovative, I can tell you, with many of us still under lockdown. So that should be interesting. And then keep an eye on our social media channels and on our newsletters to see some further information about our virtual international conference. So please save those dates, the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of March, and we'll be sharing more of that in the coming weeks. So stay safe, everyone, stay strong, and goodbye from all of us, the presenters. And Sebastian.